Lou Gazdic to break down a Battle of Alberta and a struggling Oilers team heading into the break. Gaz, happy Thursday, buddy. What's up, man? How you doing?
Happy Thursday to you guys, too. Doing all right. Is Stuart Skinner producing for you guys? I think you had the little shot there in the corner. Is whoever your producer is. Yeah. Who is that? He looks exactly like him with the duster. It's unreal lookalike contest.
You know what's wild with Trev is that when he has the mustache going, he looks exactly like Stuart Skinner. And then when he shaves the mustache off, he looks exactly like Emmett.
There you go, Trev.
Cody Fajardo. Like, it's hilarious.
That's awesome. Also, Dusty, when I do my wraparound for especially Oiler games, go to Game Sheet, I go to Sport Logic, I always go to Dustin Nielsen X, and I love the 3 thoughts after the game.
I don't
think we got it last night.
Oh man, you know what? Somebody else was asking me about that last night too. I guess I gotta start.
Yeah.
I did say earlier in the year, remember I said on the show, I'm like, it's almost done with 3 quick thoughts because everybody just criticizes everything in the replies.
No, it's great, dude.
Yeah,
it's great.
Guys, I'll give it to you. Don't worry.
I think coming on here too, I like reading it just so we're on the same page. You know, I want to be in sync with you. I want to know what you're thinking. So
give him one. Hard not to. Here's one quick thought.
Give me a thought.
Penalty kill sucks. The penalty kill is awful right now, man.
It's come so far the other way. Remember during that, was it 2 years ago playoff run when they were just absolute nails with Brownie and Henrique? It was insane. They went on that run, and I get asked this a lot. Is it systems? Is it Mark Stewart? And is it the guy running it? Is it effort? I honestly don't know the answer because honestly, penalty killing is not much more than pre-scouting the opponent. That is one thing that they can get themselves in trouble into, I think, is with systems, is keeping your system the exact same time every time, when every power play kind of has their little, unique things about it and different options. Like watching Winnipeg last night, Winnipeg's power play is head and toes different than Calgary's is. So obviously there's adjustments to make game to game, but it's effort and it's goaltending, right? And I think when you're not getting good goaltending, then especially if you're down a man, your penalty kill is just not going to work. How many times do people say your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer? And I just think man, I thought thought that maybe this trade was going to help a lot of things and maybe help their defensive numbers, and it just has gone the opposite way. And I don't know where you guys want to start with this, but obviously Tristan says his things. I think quotes kind of get blown up after games every now and then. I think even with Leon last night, I listened to Leon this morning, and I don't think I'm sure there's some fans that maybe see oh, Tristan called them out, and now Leon's kind of calling him out and getting his shot back. I didn't see it that way at all. I think it's just guys that are out of answers. They're out of answers for media. They are frustrated. They want saves. Forwards want saves. That is 100%. But also Jars isn't wrong. He's not wrong. You watch this game, I watched them on hockey night, and they just want to go to offense. They just don't want to be down there. Right. And it's getting back there, and you see their first play is that they just want to go off the glass. Their wingers want to blow, but even Connor, Connor wants to go, right? He wants to check down low, turn around, get a stretch, and they want to get going. So I'm not sure what the adjustment is. I don't know if there's going to be changes behind the bench, but you guys know this being over here the last couple of years. When things haven't gone well, they've typically not been afraid to pull the trigger.
They haven't waited around a few times. And, with Leon saying last night, it starts with the coaches, and the follow-up after he said it starts with the coaches was, you're not going to win with just 4 or 5 guys going. So to me, guys, is that Leon's way of saying, because last night, basically, Nuge, Hyman, Draisaitl, and McDavid all played over 23 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
Is that Leon's way of saying the coaching staff needs to roll these lines a little bit more, or what?
I think so. And that's pretty, I don't know. It's pretty cool to hear him vulnerable in that aspect of getting so much ice time and being I don't necessarily need to do this on a nightly basis. But did you not feel going into the third period and even call it 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, you're we're not tying this unless McDavid scores, right? Or unless Draisaitl gets his hat trick, or unless they get a power play. That was the only way they felt like they were tying it. Curtis Lazar plays 4 minutes last night. What are we doing here? You might as well go 11-7. I played a lot of games where I played 4 minutes, and I can tell you that it feels like you played nothing. stretched over 60 minutes in 3 periods. That's a shift and a quarter, a period. That is nothing. Like, you cannot get anything going. And I think from the past, we've seen with Knoblauch that I think he really starts to get desperate when he throws those guys out there like crazy. Like McDavid playing 27 last night. Yeah. I get it's the last game before the break, but that's a lot of ice, man. Like, that is a lot of ice for one guy to carry. And I just think Leon is probably on point there with, like, start spreading it out. And I get it. Like, the opposite side of the ledger and playing devil's advocate is, like, the depth hasn't been great. Like, the Ryan Lomberg, I love Lomby, but, like, the fourth line scores the game-winning goal. And, like, that just can't happen. Like, bring up guys like Szymanski, like he's been okay, and I just don't think their bottom six has been outstanding. So maybe that's what Knoblauch's thinking too, is like, they're not going to give me anything, so I might as well just roll with the big boys.
Yeah, and that's where I kind of wanted to go, because there is two sides to that, and I think Leon could also say, well, it starts with coaching, but it starts with management. So is Knoblauch, is there maybe not message sending, but he's not using them because he doesn't feel that he can get use. I mean, we've talked about Janmark. We've talked about Janmark, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all know what the product is there. But, a guy like Mangiapane, maybe if you do give more ice time, buzzing lately. So is it, in your opinion, is it more giving these guys time and I mean, at least
we're like 60 games into the
chicken
season.
and the egg, man.
What they have, or is it just the quality that he just doesn't trust?
Yeah, it's like Mac T used to tell me, like, I went in there asking for more ice time one time, and he's like, it's the chicken or the egg, man. He's like, do I need to give you more ice time to produce, or do you have to produce for me to give you more ice time? And I'm like, I'll take the more ice time. That sounds great, actually. But it's a trust factor, man. Like, you can just tell which players the coach trusts and which ones he doesn't. Janmark's an interesting one. I feel like everyone's all over Janmark right now. I don't know. I think he's been great in the playoffs. I just, then this is like,
he's been better in the playoffs than he has in the
Yeah, and I'm trying not to be an apologist for him, just because I think he's instrumental for them in the playoffs. He turns it up another gear. But yeah, what is it? He has like 6 goals on a goalie in the last like 200 games or something like that. Like, it's crazy. And like Mangiapane, like, I thought he played great versus Toronto, and then turns that puck over, and I think he got the bench since then. So that's just straight trust factor. And like, once your head coach stops trusting your, especially like playing on the fourth line, it's miserable, man. Like, you're only getting out there and on the fly. You're only getting out there in neutral zone faceoffs. You're not going in the D zone. You're not getting offensive zone draws. You're watching matchups. You're not playing against top lines. You're not playing against any line other than the fourth line. And that's just what I see right now. So I think, you know what, Stan, I don't want to say Stan's on the clock a little bit, but I do think we're going to see some adjustments here. And like, guys, you know me, I'm glass half full all the way, but this is probably, I'm a little concerned. Like, I think this is probably the most concern level that I've had, just in the sense of like, it's great that they have the break now. I know Connor's going over and Leon's going over, but break couldn't have come at a better time. But I just thought at one point you had 3 goalies playing incredibly well, and now they can't. I don't want to say they can't
let's continue with that part of the conversation. Well, on the break's interesting because this team usually struggles coming off any sort of layoff, and they get the 3 teams in California, which are all battling for playoff position coming out of the break. So you hope they play well there. But like we were talking about,
are they at home? Or do they go to Cali?
No, they go to California.
Okay.
So. That's big. I mean, if you were to sweep that road trip, all of a sudden you're in the driver's seat in the Pacific. If you're struggling on it, now you're going to be fighting with those teams for position. But guys, like, are you concerned? Like, I'm looking at Tristan Jarry going, oh no, like this is going to have to be Connor Ingram's show right now. Which I mean, I think Ingram's been the better of the 2 goalies, so I guess I'd be okay with that. But you give up Kulak, you give up some draft capital when you could have maybe just rolled with Ingram and kept Skinner as the backup. Like, the Jarry thing is really concerning much sooner than I thought it would be. Like, that's tough.
Yeah. And it's like, if you look at his scale on a macro sense, I think, and this sounds bad, but he's had a couple really good starts, and like, that's it. Like the Vancouver one, my mind goes to the shutout. But then I talked about this on Hockey Night, where it was like, gets put in Washington, but they need 6 to win, starts versus Anaheim as 37 saves, but they need 7 to win, whatever it was, 6 to win with an empty net. Yeah. Even last night, like you would have needed 5 goals to win that game. That's tough to ask, right? It's tough to ask for 4+ a night. And I just think like even that straight shot from Huberdeau early in the game, like they just need one there. And I'm not like a goaltending analyst or expert by any means, but I just see a guy that kind of like Stu, or like doesn't look incredibly confident in there. He's like sliding everywhere and kind of over aggressive and overplaying pucks and not making saves on straight shots that you would want him to make. So listen, like I understand the frustration, and it's like it's like the same problem, same story. So
okay, so you mentioned Stan Bowman may be on a clock here. Now, are you looking at that from a coaching perspective? I know some people have been like, well, maybe Knobloch stays, but they get rid of Mark Stewart, who kind of does the peak. And or are you thinking, like, I'm trying to figure out how they approach this deadline, because you got Connor for like 2.5 more years. Is this a deadline where you go out and try to make a significant move, or is this a deadline where you realize that this might not be your year? Keep your powder dry and go into the off season and take advantage of some of the cap space that you might have. Like, how do you approach this?
I know. Unfortunately, I just don't think that this is not your year ever exists in the McDavid era Oilers. Sorry, tongue twister. Like, I don't think that can even come out of the team's vocab. Like, he's got to push for this again. They have to. I think he adds on both. I think he adds up front. I think he adds on the back end. In times like this, I think he just has to do something. And it's not like you're looking for a scapegoat or something, but I think they just need a bit of a wake-up call. And whether that's a new coach bump, I don't want to say. I think Knobloch's a great coach. I just don't know what's going on behind those doors. I truly think they just need a break. I think they need a breather, but it is showing that this is a flawed roster. And I do think we're going to see it. There's going to be, there already is some separation in the standings. I think that's the good thing about the standings too, is when you look at the Pacific and you look at what's behind them, like Seattle's hanging around. I don't truly believe in Seattle in Seattle, Anaheim, Young, don't truly believe in them. Like, does Panarin make the LA Kings a contender? Does it make them a great team in the Pacific? I don't know. That is such a bizarre trade to me, like such a bizarre deal to me. I think they're in a good spot coming out of break here, and I think they just need to take a breather.
Let's expand on the Panarin trade. You say bizarre trade as in not necessary for the Kings, or you don't think Panarin will fit in with how they play, or what do you think?
That's first and foremost, is I don't think he fits in with how they play. I think, listen, this might sound like aggressive, but I think the system that LA has in place kind of neuters their offense. Like, it really takes the offense out of guys' hands when you sit back and play in a rocking chair the whole time. Really, you have power plays, and that's about it for guys to really, really get going. I think he strongholded them. Like, I think he watched the situation that unfolded with Barclay Goodrow, which I don't know how many times I can go back to, Chris Drury played by the rules, but I just did not like the way as a former player that broke down and kind of, bypassing the system. And I look at how Trouba and Kreider kind of got their way eventually, but I think Panarin was just like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm going to choose a destination, and that's where I want to go. I think he really did stronghold them. Like, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure he was like, this is the only place I want to go, which I don't even understand why it was LA. Like, I'm guessing they're the only one that had an extension, and that's probably what it came down to.
Who were willing to go for over 20 mil for a couple of years.
And exactly. I'm pretty sure they were the only team that had cold hard cash for him at the end of this season. And that's the way it goes. But like, it's not like I'm looking at LA going like, oh man, now that they're really scary. They're not that intimidating, I don't think, even with him in the lineup.
All right, guys, 2 quick ones before we let you go. Did Mac T give you more ice time?
No.
I thought
it was pretty stagnant. I had to produce. And I didn't produce. Scoring.
How are you supposed to produce when you play 4 minutes?
Listen, I'm not making excuses. I will say scoring in the NHL is incredibly difficult. It's a very hard challenge, especially at even strength. These guys are really good. So,
and your Super Bowl prediction, man, what are you going with?
You know what? I just don't like the Pats. I'm tired of that. Like, we had a nice break from the Pats. I think I called this on Reed's show. I think 24-21 Seahawks. I think that's what I got.
Seahawks take a tight one.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah.
Are you hosting or anything? Are you hosting a big party?
What are you doing? What's the plan?
No, we got a party in town here. I'm going to be attending. I think, one of those, someone rented out a bar, and we're going to go watch it on the big screens and, get some good apps and stuff like that. I'll be around. Yeah, I'll take it in. Yeah.
All right, good stuff, guys. And post Olympics, I'll bring back the 3 quick thoughts for you.
Thanks, buddy. We got to be on the same page. Appreciate it. You guys rock. Talk soon.
See you later, man. It's Luke Gazdic. How awesome is Gaz? I mean, he's terrific.